Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, if you have, welcome back. Are you guys ready to hear part 13 of one of the scariest stories from Reddit NoSleep? Part 13. So we're all in this together. It's just pretend. Don't worry. But if you haven't seen one of these videos before, as in you're starting here at part 13, I'd recommend starting at part 1 or just even earlier at all. If not, that's cool too. But before we begin, sometimes when I get scared, I get super fidgety. So I figured, why not show you guys some fidget toys? Alright, let's start with the most basic one first. Not a stress ball, but a stress star. Sorry. So when you're feeling stressed in a scary movie, you can just squeeze this or scratch it. Ooh. Oh, and I have this cup too. Okay, so we have the stress star. I actually got this from a place I used to work at. It's like, okay, so you guys acknowledge that this job is stressful and that you make it stressful. Cool. Give me a stress star. I love it. Okay, next fidget toy. So anyways, I have this fidget. I don't know what shape this is. What shape would it be? I don't even know how many sides. We can count in a second. But this fidget cube circle thing. This fidget tetragon. I don't know. I don't know if that's even a real thing. But anyways, each side has a different thing. So like on and off. We have this guy. We have like a game console. It reminds me of a Game Boy actually. And then these little spinner things. This button. Oh, these little dials. No, that's not a dial. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, the next thing, fidget toy, is the fidget slug. This one is my personal favorite. Purple and black. Yeah, it's a good one. I named my fidget slug Midge. Midge the Fidget. There we go. Oh, and the other thing is cloth. So you just touch that. Oh, I have it on the mode where it changes color on its own. I love it. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, sorry, that was kind of loud. Okay, let's get into the story, yeah? Part 13. Okay, I might fidget with Midge a little bit. Okay, let's get her done. Okay, sorry guys, I had it all loaded, I swear. Okay. 13. Okay, part 13. Here we go. Sorry for the long wait, no sleep. I really do appreciate your concern. I can't even describe how busy I am right now. Faye's older sister Becca and her baby son Caleb are here, staying in the guest room. It's finals week for my students, so I'm hosting tons of meetings with them, and I've only got one of 3 major projects done for my doctoral advisor, and I'm grading a huge stack of essays. Oh, and something is trying to steal my fiance's skin or mind control her into killing me or something, so yeah, it's pretty busy around here. How about you? Ooh, he sounds fun. I want to be absolutely transparent about something because a lot of people have been asking me. Yes, this series is now being turned into a book at the behest of a humongous amount of NoSleep and StoryPick readers. We successfully crowdfunded it this week. I did not mention any of this in any of my posts because Reddit has strict rules against advertisement, and I have grown very fond of the community here on NoSleep. I really never want to get in trouble. Secondly, I feel that my experiences at the cabin and the subsequent events are becoming overlong, and my biggest fear is that people here are gonna get sick of hearing from me. So I'm trying to post less and say more. Friday morning, my ass hadn't even warmed the seat in my office before I got a call from Faye's boss notifying me that Faye had been acting erratic. Here we go. Erratic in fact to the point that they sent her home from work. She apparently stood in the open doorway of one of the storehouses, staring into the darkness within, not moving for several minutes. A coworker tried twice to get her to snap out of it, but she didn't. A few minutes later, the boss came over and found Faye inside, standing in the shadows, looking out. It was pitch black inside the storehouse, so when the boss flipped on the lights, she found Faye standing there in the corner, just smiling up at her, eyes unfocused. A few seconds later, she came right out of it and went back to work. About an hour later, my fiance allegedly claimed that she could feel eyes on her while she was working and had to go inside the break room to sit down. Her coworkers found her fast asleep and just left her there, thinking she was hungover or sick, and went to lunch. When they came back, Faye was sleepwalking in large circles around the perimeter of the room, singing a lullaby. This scared the other employees so much that they had to get the park manager to drive her home. They didn't trust her to drive, Now Faye has to take a drug test because they think she's on drugs. Thankfully, she's completely clean. I hope so. When I got home, I immediately took Faye to urgent care, who miraculously got us in a reasonable amount of time. We explained everything. Everything. I thought the doctors would think that we were insane, but actually, both of them looked... I cannot stop moving, guys. See, this is what I mean. Crazy. Just give me a second, because I'm perseverating on my hair, and I literally cannot stop until... okay. This is creepy. This is creepy. Anyways, this is a good one. Okay, they looked scared shitless, the doctors. Okay, after a CAT scan, a blood panel, and several other small tests, they concluded that Faye seems to be healthy, but needs a full psychiatric evaluation. They gave us a referral, and we made an appointment, but it's 2 weeks out. We'll have a blood panel back sooner. When I got home, Faye took a nap, and I went out into the woods across the street from our neighborhood, where I saw Tyway in the dream. For those of you who aren't caught up, it's pronounced T-Way. Now they're saying it's T-Way. It was Tyway before. It was Tyway. Okay, who agrees with me? It was Tyway before, 100%. T-I-E-W-A-Y. And now he's saying it's spelled T-Way. T-E-E-W-A-Y. No. That is not right. Something is sketchy. Who agrees with me? Tell me in the comments. Okay. Pronounced T-Way. Okay. And we still don't know how he died. I wandered about between the trees, trying to figure out if there was something I needed to find. For about 10 minutes, I searched and found nothing, but then I remembered the phrase that many of the voices at the cabin kept repeating. Up in the trees or down in the hole. You go up in the trees or all the way down, 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 so deep you never see the light again. There are so many variants of that phrase, I can't remember them all, but I looked up at the tops of the trees and voila, there was a little crudely constructed object made from twigs and twine, dangling from a branch about 30 feet off the ground. Was it a dream catcher? It kind of looked like the dream catcher we found at the cabin, but it was obviously made with the twigs from the very tree which it dangled, so it was a different color and shape. I climbed up the tree to retrieve it and tried to retrieve it, but it was so frail it fell apart the second I pulled it toward me. One thing that stood out about it in particular, it had strands of fiery strawberry blonde hair dangling off of it, just like Faye's. I need your opinion on this. As far as I know, Faye cannot climb trees. Then again, there's apparently a lot I don't know about Faye. Yeah, clearly, since you're an imposter, I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him who's narrating. I don't think it's the real guy. My fiance went out about around 7 p.m. and picked her sister Becca up from the airport. She insisted I stay at home and rest. I think she feels bad about how she deprives me of sleep. I reluctantly obliged. They came home around 9 p.m. and with them was Becca's son Caleb. I know nothing about babies, but Caleb is pretty cool. He cries less than my students and is smarter than half of them, and Faye absolutely adores him. Becca and I caught up over hot chocolate in the living room while Faye unleashed the full scope of her maternal instincts upon Caleb upstairs. She sang lullabies, laughed, cooed, and basically went mommy crazy. I know that when Becca leaves, I'm going to have to deal with Faye crying and wishing we had kids already. Becca is tough as nails, just like her sister, and it comes from being raised in a strict military family. But having a strict dad also teaches girls how to be expert liars, and I get the sense that Becca was selling me all sorts of bullshit when I told her about how we went through what we went through at the cabin. Becca is 5 years older than Faye, and she's already been married twice. She has a 10-year-old daughter with her first husband. She claimed she only went to the cabin at Pikes Peak once. She said the drive up there made her car sick. So whenever her parents went there with Faye, as a little girl, she'd sleep over at a friend's house instead. Car sick. She also also told me she had no idea what the number 5 means to Faye and dodged me like a minnow when pressed. Sketchy. I get the overwhelming sense she is deeply troubled by Faye's behavior, and not just because it's creepy. She knows something she's not saying. Faye's entire family seems to be keeping me out of the loop about something big. A very tech-savvy Redditor offered to help me track down Jennifer, and he delivered. When I checked my email that night before bed, he had provided me with an email address and phone number of Jennifer's husband. She remarried after Tom hanged himself. Tom was so deeply disturbed by his experiences at the cabin that he couldn't take it. Even after moving to Nevada, Oregon, maybe he just couldn't take Jennifer. Oh my gosh. Whoa, that is like a really horrible thing to say. Okay. I emailed the guy, his name is William, and he got back to me the next day and asked me to call him. I explained the situation to him. He informed me that he and Jennifer had moved to Washington State years ago, but she started abusing prescription meds a year into their marriage. Over the course of a few weeks, she repeatedly told William she'd heard her daughter, who died in childhood, calling to her from the forest outside their home. One night when William got home from work, the back door was open and Jennifer was gone. She left with her shoes and jacket. Jennifer went missing for almost 6 months. A group of campers found her remains about 40 miles away. She had been buried in the ground with her legs sticking out. They had been gnawed clean by wolves. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Okay. 13. I knew it. I knew it was going to be really scary and messed up. That night, I woke up to the sound of a baby crying. Faye was gone. My first thought was that it was coming from her because a few weeks ago, she had accurately mimicked the sound of a child's cries. That's right, while walking around the house at night. But this time it was Caleb. I walked down the hall that led to the guest room and found the door open. Becca wasn't there and the crib was empty. I followed the sounds down the stairs, walking past the barf stain on the wall. Please never talk about barf ever again. I'm gonna strip it today. That's what she said. And saw Faye and Becca sitting on the couch. Faye was cradling Caleb in her arms, staring at him, and Becca was babbling on and on about her husband. She didn't notice that Faye was actually asleep. When Faye looked up at me, only the whites of her eyes showed. Oh, I rolled back in her head. She was completely out of it, and she smiled. No. Oh, I hate that imagery. I hate that. I stood there for a second, just really disturbed at the scene. Okay. I'm gonna need to burn some sage after this. Yep. And didn't say anything. Suddenly something moved just outside the sliding glass door behind them. The door that leads to our tiny little garden. It was almost pitch black out there, but there was the black shape of a man. A huge man. Moved away from the glass and vanished into the darkness. Someone had been standing there behind Faye and Becca, watching them play with Caleb. Oh my god, why is this so scary? No, I knew it was gonna be scary. I knew it. Okay. Nope. This is like, okay, we're almost done. Okay. I think it can't get worse than that, right? Oh my freaking goodness. Okay. I took off out the front door, hoping to circle around and intercept the man. We live in a housing complex that has a walkway that goes behind all the houses, and the only thing separating it from each backyard is a tiny little wooden gate that you can literally step over. It's mostly to keep dogs and rodents out, but I ran up and down the path and found nothing at all. There was, however, an oily black substance on the ground about 10 yards away from our back patio. Holy moly. Wow. Last night, Faye started mumbling more lullabies in her sleep. I'm guessing it's probably because she's been thinking about Becca and Caleb's visit, and she loves kids so much. Me too, girl, me too. She also said, he's in the stains. He gets up and walks around in the dark. Oh. I took the advice a few Redditors said to me and asked her, Faye, what did you forget? She paused for a long time, then replied, he needs me. Right when she said it, a child laughed somewhere outside. tomorrow, the Shoshone woman who visited last month is going to come back with her friend who specializes in hypnosis. I will report the results when I can. Again, please forgive me if it takes me a bit longer. This week is a nightmare. Update, I finally got a call from Nathan. More soon. I like have to do something with my hands right now. Creepy. Wow. Okay, this is what I'm imagining. So the stains, that's their way of like marking certain areas, and then they can just walk back and forth between each one. Wow, that's nuts. That's nuts. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna squeeze this tonight. Yep, that's for sure. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed that. As scary as it was entertaining. I had a great time. If you aren't subscribed and you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified of when part 14 comes up, when any video that you'll enjoy comes up. I think it will be worth your while. Okay, I will see you guys so soon. Bye, sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite.